Hey, what's up with you guys? It's 7 in the morning Mountain Standard Time. So New York Stock Exchange market is opening in 30 minutes. So I just woke up and checked the US 100. I mean 5-minute chart, as you can see. So I'm gonna actually analyze US 100, Euro USD and GBPUSD for today to see how many potential trades we can take. So we are gonna get only one trade, 1-to-1, and we are done for the day. So we only have 30 minutes until the market opens, and let's see what we exactly can get. So as you can see, for NAS 100 we had a huge drop. So we had a huge drop right here. So we have a gap for sure, we have a correction, we have another drop again, we have correction, we have another drop. So it means that it's actually leaving so many gaps in this area. So you got to be careful not to sell anymore, because in my opinion it's too late. So if I want to remove everything, I'm going to show you every single gap that actually the market has created. So this huge gap right here, we have one gap exactly right here. So it's a smart money concept, guys. If you don't know what gaps are, go check out my first video. You'll see how it exactly works. So this is one gap here, because after this candle dropped, it left a little bit of gap in the middle right here. So the price has to come back to fill in this gap and then go back to its direction, or probably can break through this order block and come right here. So because we have another gap exactly right here, after this drop we have a gap exactly right here. So we're going to see what happens. However, we got to identify all of our liquidity areas. So we have a liquidity right here. This is one of the highest points. We have liquidity right here, we have liquidity here, we had liquidity right here. As you can see, it's already grabbed all the liquidity and stopped out all the buyers. See, if I draw this line, you see that it actually broke into this line. So it used to be our support, now it's our resistance line. So there's a few scenarios that might happen right now. The first one is that the price might come back to this level, and then after that it drops like this, or it can simply go to this level or this level and then come back. But they're just, you know, my opinion, they're just the scenarios that might happen. It probably go way higher and grab all this liquidity here. We're going to see how the price actually reacts. So I mean, a 1 hour time frame, guys. I just want to identify the trends before I go to 5 minutes and take my position, to make sure that I actually identified everything. So I don't have to go too far to try to find all the order blocks, because it's not really helpful for me. What I gotta do is that I'm gonna go to 5 minutes. As you can see, I have my gap here. It's a one block right here and one block right here, but even in 5 minutes I can really identify my gap. So I have one gap right here. See, it's a huge gap, one order block, huge gap. So we know that it's certainly a gap right here. So for this one, so it's something interesting here that's happening is that we are getting a double shoulder. So we got to see what happens. If it breaks this resistance here and do a retest and then go up, I probably take a trade exactly right here. But we got to see how the price acts right now. So, and I'm trying to find another gap right here, but there's no gap. So there's no gap right here because this one is already tapped into. See, it actually dropped. It tried to go back, and now it's getting touched. It's getting touched exactly right here. So it's very important, guys, to identify all the gaps. This is the closest one. This is the closest. So if I see any kind of momentum, bearish momentum, I'm going to take a sell position. But if I see that it's trying to break through this order block, I'm gonna wait for the next one. So we have so many gaps here. Even this one is a gap. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful not to get stopped out, because even this one is a good one, because we have, as you can see, we have a gap right here, the price dropped and tried to come back to tap it in this zone. It wasn't successful, and it actually dropped one more time. So I'm definitely short for NAS 100 for today. So this is a long-term prediction if the price wants to actually reach this level. But for now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to hold off on it to see how this one reacts. And then meanwhile, I'm going to go for Euro USD and GBP USD to see what's going on here. Okay, so for Euro USD, we have our 1 hour here, and the market is kind of fluctuating. We have our liquidity right here, so it means that the price has to come to this level to grab all the liquidity and stop out buyers. Same thing as here, it's gonna reach this level to stop out all the sellers. So these are our important zones here. You don't want to sell right here. You want to buy somewhere around here and actually exit your position right here. Because if you sell right here, right at the resistance line, there's a high chance that the price goes higher and stop you out. Because retail traders, like regular traders, most often have been taught this way, that if the price hits the support buy and if it hits the resistance, sell, and that's why they get stopped out, because the banks and institutions know that and they actually know what you're doing. So it's not a really good idea. You gotta wait for all the order blocks and gaps to fill. This is a huge one here. You have a huge gap exactly right here. So, but I don't really know that this one works, so it's actually it's not even an order block, because see, we have a huge shadow and then the next candle actually opened inside the order block. So this is not a really good order block. And the second reason that this order block is not valid is that it actually broke into this order block. So I'm gonna delete this one, and then we have another huge red candle right here. But if I wanna go for the next one, even this one is not like an order block because it's already tapped into. So we gotta see what happens exactly. I'm not gonna use Fibonacci for this one because I believe that they're not super accurate. It can work, don't get me wrong, but I personally don't use them. So even this one is already tapped into right here. So far we don't have any gaps, but this one right here, it might be a good one. Even this one is already tapped into. So for Euro USD, so far we don't have any gaps. So we don't have any gaps. We just have liquidity here because it's clearly, you know, a support line. I don't trade support and resistance. I'm just saying that it's a high chance that this area gets tapped into and buyers get stopped out, and the same as sellers. We also have liquidity right here, so you got to be careful with these zones. It means that market is trying to reach these levels. There's also a trend line right here. So I don't do trend lines. In my opinion, they don't work, but I just want to show you the direction of the market and give you, some kind of an idea of how the market structure is working right now. So it's actually, for this one right now, we have a support here. This one is invalid. The only thing that can actually make this trend line valid is that the price just closed below this trend line, comes back to this line, tests it, and then comes down to test this one, or even go further. So in this scenario, it might be valid, but I don't do trend lines at all. Even for Fibonacci, if I want to actually draw it from here to here, from this entire candle, the huge candle from the top to the bottom, we have our 50% right here. However, they usually use it like this, from this one to this one. So it's got to come somewhere around here. So this 50% makes this order block here, but it's not an order block, as you know. It's not an order block because everything is tapped into. So for Euro USD, we are good for now. We'll see what happens in like 30 minutes. Okay, so this is Euro USD. We're gonna go for GBPUSD. Let's see what happens here. I didn't take any order, guys. I was recording a video last night, so all of these are from the video last time. So 1 hour. So we certainly have a huge uptrend right here because of the higher highs and higher lows. The market is creating higher highs and higher lows. So we know that for sure it's an uptrend. It's an uptrend. However, we are scalpers, so we don't really care about it unless it's tapping into a very important zone that we need to pay attention to. So otherwise, I don't know why the market is bearish. Today is January 10th, so banks and institutions are getting back to business. Holidays are over. That's why the market is kind of bearish for today, and then we'll see what happens tomorrow or the next weeks. Okay, so GBPUSD, we have a break of a structure exactly right here. So this is our break of a structure, and if I want to write it for you, it's BOS. BOS is break of a structure, so it means that it's changing the direction. Now this line has become our resistance line. So there's a sweet scenario here. It's a textbook scenario that when market has a break of a structure, it has to come back to its resistance line or support line, and then it actually drops right here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to set an alarm on this line right here, that if the price gets tapped into, then I get notified. So if you want to be able to do such a thing, guys, to kind of save more time, I highly recommend you to get a subscription for TradingView. You can use my link down in the description for 30 days free trial. I highly recommend it. You don't want to keep watching this screen 24/7. It's a very useful tool, and they also have so many other things. So you can use it for 30 days for free. Link in the description. So this is for this one, but meanwhile I'm trying to find another order block if they're not tapped into. So this one is tapped into. Okay, this one might be a good one. See, this one is an order block because we had a huge spike towards upside, and the price tried to come back, but it never tapped into this order block right here. So that's why it left a little bit of gap exactly right here. So this is our order block. I can actually identify it right here. OB order block. We have this one is not our order block because it's already tapped into. So this is our order block. This is what we need to kind of wait for until the price reaches. But this, I mean, 1 hour. It's gonna take a long time until the price comes here because I want to just trade and leave the market for the rest of the day. So I'm a scalper. So far everything is bearish. We clearly have this order block right here. This one, no, this one is not. So you got to zoom in to see that. See, this one is not because we have a shadow, and then the next candle opened inside the order block. So it's not a really valid order block, and it's really close to the resistance level, which makes it more dangerous. Because if it's super close to this area right here, what happens is that because we have so much liquidity here, and if the price wants to come back, in my opinion, it's gonna actually tap into this zone as well to stop out all the sellers, and then it goes back. So it's super close to the support level, to the resistance level. That doesn't make me comfortable. So this is for this one. But what I can do right now, I want to identify a support. So we have a support right here, but I don't really want to rely on it because even here we have liquidity. It's not an order block, it's a support level, and I'm gonna identify it with the different colors so you see that we don't really count on it. We just see how the price reacts to this level. So for 5 minutes, see, it already happened. We have a break of a structure. See, we have a break of a structure. We have correction, continuation towards downside. So it already happened in 5 minutes when the break of a structure happens. See, BOS, the line that we identified, break of a structure, correction, continuation. But we have this order block right here. See, it's not tapped into. We have a little bit of gap here, so it still counts as an order block. Let me just put it this way. Green. Oh, one order block here. Definitely this one, because after the price dropped, it left a huge gap in between. So we have one order block here, one order block here, and let's see how the price reacts. So this one is not an order block. Okay, so far I'm gonna put another horizontal ray right here, and then I'm gonna set another alarm to notify me when the price reaches this level. Guys, this is very important. Your timing is very important. Right now is 7:12, which is 9:12 Eastern Standard Time. So New York stock market is opening in 15 minutes. So you got to be careful with that. If you get really close to the opening hour, to the opening time of a stock market exchange, you got to wait for 5 to 10 minutes until, after the market opens. Or you can just get out of a trade 5 minutes before that, because it gets really fluctuating. So it's not really good to trade during that time. So I have my alarm here. I don't really have to set an alarm here. It's super choppy. However, I'm gonna remove this line because this support, I don't believe in support. We have a gap right here. See? We have a gap exactly right here. We actually left the gap right here. So this one is for this, and then I'm gonna extend it. It's kind of close to that. Depends how long it takes until it reaches. And then that's it. Yeah, I can't see any other order block here that I can actually draw for you. Everything is already tapped into. So even here is a huge potential. I put a horizontal ray, my alarm, and then when by the time the price taps into this zone, I wait for a momentum to see what kind of momentum it's going to give me, and then I'm going to go long. So this is my plan. I'm going to show you my plan, that I wait for this come down, the price, like the best case scenario, it actually taps into this zone, goes up to here. So this is my plan right here, but let's see what happens. So we analyzed US 100, which is NAS 100, Euro USD, and GBPUSD, but we gotta see, okay, so for this one we can probably take a trade right now. Okay, I just stopped the video for a few seconds, literally a few seconds. GBPUSD already tapped into this zone, but we gotta wait for a very good momentum to see what it's going to give us. If it doesn't break through this order block, if it breaks through this order block and it goes out, then this order block becomes invalid immediately. So we gotta wait for this one. US 100, I actually took it right here. I don't know whether it's too late or not, but I'm gonna put my stop loss here, my TP right here, 1-to-1 trade. So I have it exactly right here. So as you can see, I'm in a position, one standard size. Whether I either get stopped out because I need to put my stop loss right here. However, on the other hand, my TP should be longer. So, or you put your stop loss here, but in the best case you got to put it here, because we also have another gap here that it wants to fill. So you got to pay close attention. It's a risky trade. You got to be careful with that. Whenever you want to take a trade, you got to see all the liquidities, all the gaps, that what's the potential gap. We have a huge gap exactly right here, right here, right here. So it's very risky to sell the market right now. But I'm gonna put probably my stop loss right here and my TP below that right here. Okay, so I just put my stop loss here and my TP here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we made $100 today. It's actually 100 pounds. It was a quick trade. I just wanted to get out of it very quickly because it was kind of risky, guys. We have so many gaps exactly right here, right here, right here. So I didn't want to go further. I didn't want to actually take a sell more than that. So this is absolutely enough for me. I didn't want to get greedy. That's really good. 1-to-1 made 100 pounds, and it's very, very important to kind of, you know, it was on FTMO. This is my FTMO account. I just took a 100-pound trade. Super cool. You know, that's enough for today. $100, 100 pounds, which is almost $170 Canadian. And as you can see, the price is not trying to break through this support here, because it just wanted to grab all the liquidity. See, there's a liquidity right here. It wanted to grab all the liquidity here and then go up to fill in all these gaps right here. So we took this one. So let's see what GBPUSD is acting like. Yeah, I don't know what exactly is going to happen, because it also created another gap right here. And you know what might happen is that it actually could go further. We have gap here, gap here, gap here, gap here. See, there are tons of gaps here, not here but here. No, even this one is not a gap. So break of a structure, I'm going to remove this one as well. So we have 1, 2, 3 gaps. Okay, but you know, I'm gonna stop the video here, guys. I'm gonna keep you posted what's gonna happen for GBPUSD, because we are done for the day. I want to show you that how it actually works. You shouldn't be greedy. Never ever ever be greedy. Just take your trade, get out of the trade in 1-to-1, and then go to your stuff. You know, go to some stuff, guys. Just get out of this computer. You shouldn't keep watching this chart for 30 minutes. You know how long I've been recording this video for 22 minutes. I took a trade in front of you. I closed it for 1-to-1, very small amount, 10 pips. That was absolutely enough. So let me see how many pips was. Yeah, 17 pips, but I've closed it here. Yeah, probably 11 pips, 12 pips, and then I'm done for the day. So now, as you can see, it already grabbed the liquidity here, and it's trying to go up to fill this gap right here. So this is very important. So I'm going to remove this, I'm going to remove this. I took my trade, and then I see how it actually reacts. Because if I want to go buy, which I don't do today, I gotta wait that the price close above the previous candle, and it give me a really good momentum that is going to actually do that. But for today, it's totally enough, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Another profitable day. If you have any question, don't hesitate to drop your comments below this video. But you know, for some traders, trading manually is not a really easy task. They don't have enough time, or they don't have enough resources to actually do that. But you know, everything on this channel is 100% free of charge. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, so next time when I upload a video, you get notified very fast. And if you want to trade completely hands-free, go check smarteaincubator.com. grab my expert advisor that actually can give you 1.5 to 2% profits like every single day, which is estimately 8% to 20% gain in profits every month. So it's for gold trading. If you're interested in that, if you don't want to trade yourself, you wanted to give it to a robot to do that for you, because I'm not super active in manual trading. I give it to expert advisor. It does it for me every day. I don't have to check it, because there's a developer behind it that is going to do everything for you. So if you have any question regarding that, don't hesitate to ask me that one as well. Thank you so much again, and have a great rest of your day. Happy profitable day.